What if I told you that a worn-out, old coin featuring John F. Kennedy could be worth thousands, or even millions of dollars? Most people ignore these coins because they look damaged or common, but hidden among them are rare treasures that collectors are desperately searching for. Today, we're uncovering the truth about the most valuable Kennedy coins, even in bad condition. First up, the 1985 Kennedy half dollar, often casually described as a 1985p coin, is a modern United States coin that carries both historical symbolism and everyday monetary function, and it prominently features the portrait of John F. Kennedy, whose image has appeared on the half dollar since 1964 as a tribute following his assassination, making this coin not just currency but also a memorial object that reflects a significant moment in American history. This particular coin was struck by the United States Mint at its Philadelphia facility, and while collectors often refer to it using the letter P, it is important to understand that coins minted in Philadelphia in 1985 typically did not display a visible mint mark, which can lead to confusion for beginners who expect to see a small P on the coin's surface, unlike coins from Denver or San Francisco, which do include clear mint identifiers. By the mid-1980s, the Kennedy half dollar had fully transitioned away from precious metals, and the 1985 version is composed of a copper-nickel-clad structure, consisting of outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core, meaning that unlike earlier versions from 1964, 90% silver, or 1965-1970, 40% silver, this coin has no intrinsic silver value and is instead valued primarily based on its face value and collector demand. The design of the coin remains highly recognizable, with the obverse front showing a detailed left-facing bust of President Kennedy, accompanied by the inscriptions, "Liberty," at the top, "In God We Trust," split across the lower field, and the year, 1985, at the bottom, while the reverse back features the presidential seal, an eagle holding arrows and an olive branch, symbolizing military strength and peace, surrounded by stars representing the states and the inscriptions, "United States of America," and "half dollar," a design originally created by Frank Gasparo that has endured for decades with only minor modifications. When evaluating a coin described as being in bad condition, also known in numismatic terms as heavily circulated or low grade, such as good, very good, or even lower, it means that the coin has experienced extensive wear from use in everyday transactions, resulting in flattened details, visible scratches, rim wear, discoloration, and possibly environmental damage such as corrosion or staining, all of which significantly reduce its appeal to collectors who typically seek coins with sharp details and minimal wear. Because the 1985 Kennedy half dollar was produced in large quantities, tens of millions of coins from Philadelphia alone, it is considered a common coin, and in poor condition its market value is usually very close to its face value of 50 cents, meaning it does not command a premium in most cases, especially when compared to rare dates, silver issues, or coins in uncirculated condition. However, it is always important to note that even common coins can sometimes carry unexpected value if they exhibit mint errors or unusual characteristics, such as off-center strikes, double die features, clipped planchets, or other production anomalies, and these can make a coin significantly more desirable even if it shows wear. So careful inspection with magnification is often recommended for anyone interested in coin collecting. Beyond its financial value, the 1985 Kennedy half dollar serves as a tangible connection to the legacy of President Kennedy and the broader history of United States coinage, illustrating the shift from precious metal currency to durable clad coinage designed for long-term circulation. And for beginners or hobbyists, owning such a coin, even in worn condition, can be an important step in learning about grading standards, minting processes, and the cultural significance of coins as historical artifacts. In conclusion, while a 1985 Kennedy half-dollar with no visible mint mark and in bad condition is not rare or highly valuable in monetary terms, it remains an interesting and educational collectible that reflects both the legacy of President John F. Kennedy and the practical realities of modern coin production, and with careful observation, even such a common coin can provide insights into the world of numismatics, where history, craftsmanship, and everyday life intersect in meaningful ways. Next up, the 1971 D. Kennedy half-dollar is an important and interesting coin in modern United States numismatics, especially for collectors who are fascinated by coins featuring John F. Kennedy, whose image has appeared on the half-dollar since 1964 as a tribute after his assassination, making every Kennedy half-dollar not just a piece of currency but also a symbol of American history and remembrance. The 1971 D coin was produced by the United States Mint at its Denver facility, which is why it carries the D Mint mark on the obverse side, typically located just below Kennedy's neck, and this small letter helps collectors identify where the coin was made, an important detail in determining rarity and value. The year 1971 marks a major turning point for the Kennedy half-dollar series because it was the first year that the coin was struck entirely without silver for general circulation, as previous issues from 1965 to 1970 still contained 40% silver, but due to rising silver prices and economic considerations, the mint switched to a copper-nickel-clad composition, consisting of outer layers made of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a core of pure copper, giving the coin durability but removing its intrinsic precious metal value, which significantly affects how collectors and investors evaluate the coin today. The design of the 1971 D. Kennedy half-dollar remains consistent with earlier issues, featuring on the obverse a left-facing portrait of President Kennedy with the inscriptions, "Liberty," above, "In God We Trust," split across the lower field, and the date, 1971, below, while the reverse displays the presidential seal, an eagle with outstretched wings holding arrows and an olive branch, surrounded by stars representing the states, along with the inscriptions, "United States of America," and "half-dollar," a design created by Frank Gasparo that has become iconic in American coinage. When considering a 1971 D. Kennedy half-dollar in bad condition, it is important to understand what bad condition means in the context of coin grading, as such a coin may show heavy wear from circulation, including flattened details on Kennedy's hair and face, worn lettering, scratches, nicks, discoloration, and possibly environmental damage such as corrosion or staining, all of which place the coin in lower grades like good G, very good VG, or fine F, and these grades significantly reduce the coin's desirability among collectors who typically prefer coins in higher grades such as about uncirculated, O, or mint state MS, because the 1971 D. Kennedy half-dollar was minted in very large quantities, over 300 million coins. It is considered extremely common, and in heavily worn or damaged condition it usually holds a value close to its face value of 50 cents, meaning it is not rare or highly valuable in most cases, especially since it contains no silver, which eliminates any melt value. However, there are exceptions that can make even a worn coin more valuable, such as the presence of mint errors or unusual varieties, including double dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchettes, or other anomalies that occurred during the minting process, and these features can significantly increase the coin's worth even if the overall condition is poor, which is why careful examination with magnification is recommended for anyone interested in discovering hidden value. Additionally, while most 1971 D coins are common, uncirculated examples with strong luster and sharp details can carry a premium among collectors, especially if they are professionally graded, but this does not apply to coins in bad condition. which are generally collected only as part of a complete date and mint set or for educational purposes. Beyond its monetary value, the 1971 D. Kennedy half-dollar holds historical significance as it represents the transition of U.S. coinage away from silver and toward more economical materials, reflecting broader economic changes in the country during the late 20th century, and it also serves as a lasting tribute to President Kennedy's legacy, making it a meaningful collectible for history enthusiasts and beginners alike. In conclusion, a 1971 D. Kennedy half-dollar in bad condition is typically a common coin with minimal financial value, but it still offers educational insight, historical importance, and the possibility, however small, of hidden rarity if unusual features are present, making it a worthwhile piece to examine and keep for anyone interested in coin collecting and the story of American currency. Please like and subscribe to my channel.